بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب زدني علما.
Now in this video we'll discuss about the basic access or the remote access using Telnet, and also we'll see the basic configuration, and then we'll see what are the drawbacks with the Telnet and why it is not a preferable way to do remote access. So basically, from the CCNA studies, routing switching, you may have learned like if you want to manage your device remotely, we can simply access the device remotely using a Telnet. And the basic prerequisite by using some command line which uses default port number 23. And the basic requirement are like you need to have some connectivity between the device you are trying to access and the router or the switch or any device. The second thing, you need to make sure that you have an IP address and the reachability as well. And of course, the line VTY must be configured with some passwords with a login option or login local options. So basically, Telnet is not a recommended method. So let me just go back to the basic lab here where we'll try to verify the Telnet here. So from the router 2, I'll try to Telnet to the router 1. Or you can also Telnet from the router, from the PC in the LAN as well. So I got my topology pre-configured with these routers, the router 1 and 2 with connecting to my computer here. And it is using the IP address of 10.1.1.10. So we'll move to router 1 and we'll try to verify the configurations on the router 1 first. So if you verify show IP interface brief, the router 1 is pre-configured with the IP addresses, and if I go to router 2, I can access the router 1 via Telnet. So the IP address 10.1.1.1. So by default, Telnet is not allowed unless you configure the password on the VTY line. So I'll go and configure some password on the VTY line. Some password, let's say Cisco, and then login. Now once you do this, you can try Telnet from the router 2, and the password is Cisco, and you can see you can issue some show users command to verify from VTY line. This is the device who is trying to access via remotely. So of course we can also do it from the PuTTY by using some Telnet client applications, PuTTY or Secure CRT. And before I go ahead, I'll try to make sure that we do have reachability between the PC and the router. I can see here, I tested that. I'm able to ping between my router and the PC. I can open up a session by using any of the Telnet client applications on port number 23 using Telnet. I can log in. So it's asking me the password, and I can log in via Telnet. So we can also do other way, like I can also use Telnet. Also, Telnet not only supports password based authentication, we can also configure some local username and the password for login using the local accounts. Line VTY 0/4, and we just need to say login local. So the login local option simply says that we need to log in with a local username and the password. So I can close this connection, and if I go to router 2 and if I try to Telnet once again, this time it is going to prompt for the username and the password. Yeah. But Telnet is a basic way to access remote devices via command line, which uses port number 23 by default. But it is not a preferred method to do because the Telnet connection completely goes in a clear text. So if there is any attacker sitting in your network who is trying to capture the network traffic which is moving through the network, and if he can capture your Telnet traffic, he can also get your username and the password details, and he can use those credentials to gain access to the network or network devices. So basically, attacker can view the information which may contain those packets like username and the passwords, and it is not a recommended way to do. So the alternative is using SSH, which is the same as a Telnet. Command line wise, we can access the device remotely, but it will be secure because the entire session is actually encrypted. Now I got some screenshots of the Telnet packet captures by using some Wireshark tool, probably some other tools. And I can see if you capture the packets and if you analyze those packets, you can clearly see the username and the password somewhere here. You can clearly see here. So Telnet is an easy way to do. Again, Telnet is by default enabled. You just create a login password, but again, a not recommended way to do because the traffic actually goes in a clear text. So the scalable alternative to use remote access, the better way to do the remote access is by using SSH.